Alright, all you third shift racers out there, welcome back to Under the Radar. And this week's Stunts of the Week goes to none other than TwistGamer06YT with his stunt, GTA Thug Life #2. And of course, goes to Jang Wenjun with his said stunt, Car. Now, the reason why we picked these two stunts, folks, well, the first one, let's just say anybody who can pull off a half a gyroscope and successfully land on a beach to scare beachgoers with no seatbelt and no driver's side door is a winner in our book. And for the second stunt, yeah, anybody who can crash from the height we saw that he crashed from, speeding toward the ground like a comet, is a winner in our books as well. And not to mention, hopefully this helps him pay his hospital bills, but I highly doubt it. I really do. And besides helping people pay their hospital bills with honorable mentions, folks, I think it's time for us to get ready to rev our engines for another track-thrilling edition of the GTA Online Top 5 Tracks of the Week. And the first track that we have up comes from the track creator known as Campbell20, long time no see, with his track C20 Simplified Stunt. And this stunt is so simple that even C20 would say that it would be hard for you to fail it. But at the same time, of the fact that this stunt actually requires you to meet your opponent at a certain point during that spiral, let's just say it's easier said than done. And the only tip of advice we have for you fans out there is to maintain your course of direction while on that said spiral. Because if you don't, let's just say if you go too far to the left or the right, you will get slung out of that spiral, crash into the earth, and will lose this very race. And trust me, I don't want to see that happen. I really don't. And the next track that we have up comes from the creator Warlord Wedgie Woo with his said track, Red Canyon Grand Prix. And the fact that this guy decided to create his own custom track on the top of the Los Santos International Airport, and according to the maestro, he actually created it right in the center of downtown Los Santos. And you're right, because I recognize that building over there in the corner is amazing. And here's hoping in the near future this guy can actually extend this course out to actually interact with the Maze Bank Arena. But besides my request in the near future for more additives to this already cool track, the only bit of warning that we have for you fans out there is this: be careful during the straightaway during this said course. And the only reason we say that, folks, is because if you try to overpass your opponent on that thin part of that road with the canyon floor right underneath you, let's just say if somebody gives you just a little bit of a nudge and you fall off, you will lose this race. And trust me, I know firsthand, because I was in first during this said track, got knocked off, and lost because of falling off that one side. So be prepared and get a vehicle heavy enough to try to combat against your opponent. And the next track that we have up comes from the creator Esser_1985, nice year by the way, with their said track, Bay Tree Rally. And this track is a cool rally track for a couple of you fans out there who always wanted to have that rally car experience. This is right up your alley. So the only bit of warning we have for you fans out there is the same warning the creator of the track gives you, and that's not to forget your eyes and your brakes while you're operating on this said track, or you'll be sorry. And the reason why you say that is because there's so many checkpoints that are so easy to miss during this said race that if you're not careful with your brakes, you could miss them or miss one of the valuable turns during the said track, and it will cost you during this race. So be careful and drive safe. During a rally track, I don't think that's going to be possible, but hey, you'll find a way. And the next track that we have up comes from the creator Winnie Style, nice name by the way, with his said track, Indoor Karting Barcelona. And if you're wondering why in the world we decided to pick this track for this week, folks, not only because it gives me a little bit of nostalgia from Mario Kart of a track that they should add in the game in the near future if they do another installment of it, but also the fact that he was able to include a blimp in a target in the center of the track where you make that spiral turn. It's a nice touch to us, it really is. And speaking of that decorative design, folks, the only tip of advice we have for you fans out there is to watch out for all the hairpin turns during this said race, because the barriers that they have are not really that good at protecting you from falling off the track. And if you fall off the track during this race and run into any of the ornaments, it will cost you during this said race. Just a heads up. Especially if you fall from one of the high angle points during this race too, so be careful. And the last but not least track that we have up for this week comes from the creator Jojo Mikumi Raisin with their said track, Face to Face Port Network. Or Network? Or Nawak? You know, we'll go with the third one. And this track, the reason why we say it's so crazy, folks, because not only it's a point-to-point race, but it's a point-to-point race transformation style with several very dangerous vehicles you get a chance to ride in, which not only includes rocket voltics, ramp buggies, phantom wedges, and even a vehicle along the lines of a police cruiser as well, amongst other crazy vehicles that you will experience during this said race. And the only bit of warning we have for you fans out there is keep your pedal to the floor and watch out for oncoming traffic during this race, especially if you end up in the phantom wedge or the ramp buggy. Because if you go head on with any of those two vehicles, let's just say you are flying off this course and it will cost you during this very race. And yeah, the only reason I can say that is because I tried to joust one of the phantom wedges and it didn't end too well. It ended with me spiraling all the way down to the construction area below, and it wasn't a pretty sight. It really wasn't. And with that said, for this week, folks, wraps it up for another edition of the GTA Online Top 5 Tracks of the Week. And I guess with that said, we might as well head back into this music one more time. And when we return, we'll be back with the final segment for Under the Radar for this week, right after this. So don't get lost in the madness just yet, folks, and stay tuned.